Ready to go.
Okay. Good morning, everybody, and welcome back. Now, a little while back, we picked up this Craftsman blower, and the recoil was no good. So we got the recoil straightened up, but it still doesn't run. And judging by what we saw in the spark plug, we're probably going to have to rebuild or replace the carburetor. Now, if you're doing yours at home, it's a whole lot easier to replace it. Rebuilding it just involves a couple of gaskets, but for $3 or $4 more, you get a brand new carburetor, and you don't have to think about it. So let's get started on this one. Now this one's got a external primer, which you don't see very much on these. But we're going to go ahead and let's pull the carburetor off. Let's take a peek inside. And we'll probably redo the fuel lines. Primer bulb itself looks to be in good shape. And you see it comes off just that easy. Now here's where you want to make a note. Look at that. Fuel line's running inside the linkage. Brilliant. Just brilliant. Let's not do that. We'll put it back if we absolutely have to. Okay, I had to stop and think about this one for a minute just to decide which way I wanted to go with it. It's got the rather unusual 3 lines to a blower with an external primer, but that's okay. What I decided to do is we're going to go ahead and rebuild this one. Now, take lots of pictures and note where they go into the primer and how it all comes together, because this one's not going to be obvious later. So you're going to want to go right here and take your shot right there. Now, of course, we see things like this way too often, so it's obvious once you do it a few times. There's one. I'm going to get the other primer one. I'm trying to be gentle because these fuel lines look like maybe they're okay. And now this is the incoming fuel line. So let's take this over and pull her apart. Okay, first thing we'll do is pull the metering diaphragm off. And notice that I made sure the bench is clear of everything else. I thought for a second there I was going to get all 4 of them. Metering diaphragm actually looks pretty good, but since we got her apart, we're going to go ahead and run it through the ultrasonic and put a new one on. Okay, and the fuel gasket, you can see it's got a bit of a bubble here. She's just about due. So I'm going to run the body of this through the ultrasonic and get her all cleaned up. Make sure she's flowing correctly. The screen looks pretty good. It's been through the ultrasonic and everything's nice and cleaned up. And I tested the needle seat by putting liquid in here, and then it stayed and it did not go down. And then when I press this, it exits down through the carburetor. That told me this is good. Now, if you're using an ultrasonic, do not leave it overnight in the ultrasonic because corrosion can build up on the parts. And if you use distilled water, that tends to make sure that that doesn't happen also. Okay, we've got our gaskets in place. Now we're going to hold the accelerator with one finger and seat everything in. There we go. We're holding the accelerator because it's touching right here, and it would have made it hard to line everything up. Now we have to do is throw the screws on, and this part's done. Nice and gentle, of course. Now let's throw a metering diaphragm on and be done. There we go. And you see you got a little vent hole, and it doesn't matter how this goes on. Little vent hole is just so no pressure builds up behind it. Let's hold that still and get a screw started. Okay, notice we didn't tighten it up at all because we want to make sure all four screws get started and make sure the cover and everything is lined up ideally, I guess you would say. Okay, let's throw her back on the machine, see how she runs. Now, if you took lots of pictures, this part's easy peasy. If you didn't take a lot of pictures, good luck. So we're going to come over here. Well, no, let's do it this way. I started to put the linkage on first, but on this one it doesn't really matter. Okay, where did the other line go? There you are. And there we go. Now we're going to hook our linkage in and throw our screws on, and we're done. All we have to do at that point is see how she runs. Or I should say, see if she runs. With the used equipment, you never know if you're going to be coming up on another problem after you fix one. Back to the T25. And the only tools we've used, outside of the ultrasonic, is the T25 and the Phillips. And if you don't have an ultrasonic and you're doing a two-stroke carb, I'd strongly suggest just buying a carb and being done with it. Okay, fuel lines, the accelerator is just a little sticky, but it's not so sticky that we can't just simply oil the line. So let's put some fuel in it and see how she runs. Okay, full prime, full choke. I knew it was going to do that because I pulled it a couple of times when I was walking out here. So it primed up everything. Now, I don't know if you can hear it, but it's got a little stutter. Kind of hard to hear on the microphone, but she's got a little bit of a stutter. So I'm going to run it, warm it up completely, and see if it's still there. And if it is, we'll make a little adjustment. Okay, the way she sounded, I want to adjust it just a little bit. She doesn't quite rev up the way I like it to. So we're going to turn the high side up just a little. There you go. That sounds a whole lot better. This one uses, of all things, a single D. I almost never see this one. Most of them are spline. Okay, I'm pretty happy with the way this one came out. Now, it's unusual to get the single D. You can always tell when I don't use them much when the writing is still clear on the screwdriver because it hadn't had gassy fingerprints all over it. So this one's heading for the garage sale this weekend, and with a little bit of luck, somebody will take her home. So all you new people out there, if you made it this far, you might as well subscribe. It's free, and it's what we work for. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.